Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. Well, here we are, the moment that you lot have been waiting for. And by you lot, I mean the very specific first two people to talk in this chat. That would be Treat Pop, the sister of the creator of the videos from today, and Josh, the person who recommended said videos and said to me, "Hey, Treat Pop's sister just made a new series. Check it out." To which I said at the time, "Oh heck yeah, I'll by all means, I'll dive right on in one day." And then once I got to the video, because I have to click on the link and open it before I actually, wait, no, I don't technically have to open it before I download it, but then I saw in my downloader that it was 50 seconds long, and I thought to myself, this is not good. And again, while I am very much in the green as far as watch hours go right now, I'm just making doubly sure. So technically I could do a very short stream, but there does come a point where these gacha review streams do go on for a little bit too short amount of time. And unless the video turns out to be utterly horrendous, which I don't think it will, then there's probably not going to be that much to say about it, which is why I waited until episode 2 came out. And we are going to review both of those today. And in order to do so, I am joined by our usual guest, Aiden the Best.
Kaka.
And a person who probably could have sustained that runtime anyway, BB Butter.
Yeah, Jacob decided that 50 seconds was bad and then added in a whole other thing and then decided, just for good measure, I'm going to add BB to the mix so we can get an extra hour or two.
No.
Of course. So speaking of adding to the runtime of things, just to quickly address this, can I ask how the script for the Maddie video is doing? Well, I am on I've got up to, I think it was like page 14 or 15, and I've just got to write the conclusion now. So I am very much almost done with that. And also, hello to Fox. And should he be scared about this review? I don't think so. Again, I don't believe the video's going to be utterly horrendous. I'm just saying that would be the only reason that a 50-second video would fill up a gacha review runtime. I had to break down almost frame by frame everything wrong with it. I don't think that'll be an issue. Also, hello to Gacha Springboy as well, and Ghost Kitty. Okay, wow. Well, yeah, again, another reason. We got a good mix of people here. So, they all want content. So let's do that. Also,
they came hungry. Let's
is out, and it's a two-parter. I mean, that's good and all. We haven't caught up with the series yet, but I'm glad that, the two-parter is out. So that's
also, what an awful acronym.
Acronym.
That looks like a Lovecraftian god.
It actually does. Oh my goodness, yeah. The Wrath of Tlotpap.
Right? Like, it doesn't look like, that's a weird acronym, man.
Mm-hmm. All right. And also, hello to Angel Autumn. Okay. With that in mind, the new series begins. And weirdly enough, I was actually going to mention Maddie at a very specific point in this video. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Worse.
It's actually not bad this time. It's just for referential reasons, but you'll see why when we get there. I don't think it has anything to do with the production of this video.
No, I'm referencing a certain thing in chat.
Oh, which thing?
KW's message.
Okay. Okay, so Maddie decided to use AI just because he doesn't write well. Wait, when did she decide that? For like a series? Because
watch it be like one of the community posts.
That would be sad because those are atrocious anyway.
Hey ChatGPT, can you make it so people feel bad about me? Also include the name Jacob Butter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. For legal reasons, we don't think that actually happened. But again, I'm guessing it was for a series or something. Akin to what Shadi did for finding Shadi's old friend, which I believe we still have one more episode to get through. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. The music is nostalgic. That is very true. I've heard this in a lot of particularly old
Question:
Gacha, but even new ones.
Where did this music even come from? Like with YouTube Audio Library? Was it just
It's
non-copyrighted
possible
music?
it's YouTube Audio Library, or it's possible that whatever editor is being used right now has that as like one of the pre-installed tracks.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why my old videos have Kentish Town in the background, because I forget to turn off that feature in EasyVid. So you just heard like ding den ding den ding den da, da, doo. And for like the entire runtime, I was like, oh wait, I should have turned that off to silent because that was the default. Anyway, okay, so it's CapCut. So CapCut might have that as a possible soundtrack. Okay. Anyways, without further ado with the review. Hey guys, want to sneak out of class with me? This class is actually so boring. I'm trying to do my best Amazon Alexa impression.
Germa.
I did not.
Wait,
I didn't see that. No wonder the video is 50 seconds long. Everything goes by too quickly.
Oh.
Yeah, good thing it's so
Is
short.
it?
Like
No, wait,
I can go
Gemma.
up
It
anyway.
said Germa. Gemma.
Mhm.
I would, but like, I don't want to risk getting detention after school.
Okay.
She said, boring. You missed that part.
Oh, I know what. Oh, right. Okay. I know what about Ellie. She might come with me. I think that's meant to be. Oh, I know. What about Ellie? She might come with me. As in, like, oh! Exclamation mark. I know. Full stop. What about Ellie? Question mark. She might come with me. Full stop. That is like 4 missed punctuations immediately. Maybe this would have filled up a whole video runtime. Ellie.
Yeah.
Wanna be
Wait, that's
Ellie,
yeah,
BB?
that's BB.
Yeah.
I'm the middle girl with the short hair. BB is the long girl, the girl with the long hair.
The long girl.
The
Yeah, that's
long
me.
girl. The long girl.
Most people would say tall.
Classic. I feel like I keep getting like character typed here. All right, what's white girl with blonde hair? Okay, I get it, everyone.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that. I was just random character voice.
It's because you haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, you just haven't spoken yet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's more of like a dirty blonde-ish. I don't know how to describe that hair.
By the way, I hate the middle girl's hair. Why is this thing just sticking out of the side?
It's the rear hair. The rear hair, they probably could have picked a better rear hair for her, but you know.
Probably.
Yeah. What for some reason in Gacha you can't actually adjust the rear hair. I don't know.
Well,
why
in Gacha Club you can't. In Gacha, obviously Gacha Life, but you know, in Gacha 2 you can, but you know.
All the more reason. But yeah.
No.
I'm guessing most likely this is made in Gacha Club because it doesn't look like it's using many Gacha Life 2 features at the moment. So that's my and also it just by the basic like color balance, it seems like it's Gacha Club.
Yeah.
Not that you can't replicate that if you have the technical know-how, but it seems from what we're watching right now that that's either not possible in CapCut or Isla just doesn't. So you don't know.
Oh, it's Gacha Life apparently.
Oh, okay.
We're back. We're back at generate even more or even further back. Dang.
Even better, yeah. Okay then. Oh wow, I suppose. Says the girls in their color. So guys having a trio with primary colors. Red, I guess purple is close to blue. Purple is red and blue mixed together. Then we have a grayish color.
They're not really primary colors. Primary colors would be red, yellow, blue. And purple isn't a primary color. Purple's a secondary color, technically.
I mean, now that you've brought that up, I actually do like how they are still in uniform, but at least they have like a little bit of something to accentuate the differences between them. I guess that's probably, the school board saying we should allow at least a little bit of individualism among our students. But you know what? That's a nice compromise. Love to see it. Wanna sneak out of class?
Oh.
Ha ha ha.
Wait,
ha, ha,
ha,
ha,
ha,
ha,
ha,
ha,
ha, ha.
ha.
Wait, okay, wait, pause here. So the girl in the middle said, "Oh yeah, I didn't want to sneak out of class," and we never
And
got an
I
answer.
guess she tagged along anyway. Peer pressure.
This
I
is
guess, but
incredibly
like, why would
disturbing
she
to look
say
at,
she
by the way.
didn't
Look at
want
the middle
to?
one's
Didn't want
eyes.
to do it if if you're just gonna have her do it anyway as a character. I would have just not had her do it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they are about to undergo something that will make them superheroes. So unlike with the Eli franchise, this probably follows much more closely what Treat Pop did, which is, find a mysterious glowing orb and then essentially kind of get the powers that way. Majesty wasn't involved. So
Alternatively, this could just be a remake of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Dream.
so far it doesn't seem like it, because to my knowledge, I mean, I wouldn't call that skipping class because the class was like under attack. So
Yeah, it's not really skipping class. That's kind of just running.
Nah, they could have done it on Zoom.
if anything, Mr. Electric gave him permission to go with them.
They were also BB. They were quite literally just in a classroom.
Yep, they should have done it on Zoom. No excuse to miss anything.
Did Zoom even exist when the movie came out?
Probably no one used it, but I'm
All
sure.
right.
I guess by that point, Skype. They should have used Skype. I'm referencing because after COVID happened, a lot of school systems now they just don't care if you're sick or anything. They're like, well, I'll go on to Zoom. We have class. It's like, man, go away. What are you talking about?
So I'm guessing what you mean is that now the classes will take place both physically and on Zoom. Okay, I mean that's one way around it. I guess it depends on like how sick you are, because if you're like almost like non-functional, yeah, then
I don't
think
think
they
care now, man. They have technology. Actually, I will say that's one thing that changed ever since the pandemic. The second that we went back to school, I don't think we hardly ever touch paper now. It's all online.
Oh yeah, we hardly ever touch paper. It's kind of crazy.
They discovered Canvas and have not looked back.
Okay. I'm just imagining now.
I wonder what the point is to even go in the first place, but
Yeah, I guess. Probably. I guess the social interaction, because that's honestly that's a major.
Most of us have our mental health greatly damaged by social interaction at school.
Then for you, I would say it is an advantage. But overall, I think part of the reason that that part of the advantage of school is being able to go and actually learn to interact with people, particularly your own age, some like other ages above and below you, depending on the year group that you're in, obviously, and essentially, establishing friendships, other relationships, whatever.
The only thing I learned from socialization at school was how bad some people can be.
There is also that, but then again, that is also a life lesson. Some people are just terrible human beings.
Yeah, except here's the difference: you can't quit school.
Okay, yeah.
They also don't have HR that cares.
That honestly depends.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Hold on a second. When did Skype come out? Long enough ago.
Oh yeah, Skype was definitely out during Shark Boy and Lava Girl. There's no way it wasn't.
Yeah, I'll have to look up when Zoom came out, actually. I need to teach my sister how to edit properly. I guess as long as we're talking about that, one other thing I would mention is the aspect ratio. You see how like this like capture here, is it has like black bars on both sides, but also in the middle. That's probably because whatever render settings are in CapCut, they're not set to the proper the proper like dimensions. So yeah, because Restream will try to capture everything as 16:9. Most YouTube videos are made to be 16:9. There are other options, but the reason that that's the standard is because that's the range of like the human eyes is the best aspect ratio for humans to look at. So that's not a thing to consider, and that will fill up the screen a lot more. Unless we're going cinematic and the black bars are there for dramatic effect or something, which is another option.
I have artificially added in black bars one time on a Fallen Angels episode purely because it's meant
as well, yeah.
to emulate the old aspect ratio of like 80 of the 80s and like early.
Oh, okay, yeah. For the sitcom, yes, because back in the day, TVs used to be in 4:3, but of course you couldn't do the whole video in 4:3 because there are other parts of that episode that didn't take place inside the world of the sitcom.
But in the world of the sitcom, like the bars are there artificially because that's just how that dream world worked. Made everything look a bit off.
Yeah, which by the way is the reason that you'll have like black bars on like old reruns of shows. But if anyone watches old shows on streaming service or TV or whatever, that's why. And also why films will have those too, because they're made for mega wide screen in a cinema, so they'll be compressed in some ways as well. So yeah, all of those reasons, but yeah, generally speaking, 16:9 aspect ratio is a good one to aim for most devices. Also for phones, you tilt them round and it fits the screen perfectly. Anything else? Mine typos of the death of me, rather than that being written on a death stone, on a gravestone, death by typos. Yeah, except death is spelled like DETH or something. Anyway, oh, okay, we'll go by next live. All right, we'll see you next live then, which will should be tomorrow. I was bored during COVID too. Ponies was born. It's Jacob's favorite trash. Yeah, I'm gonna be started on the aspect ratio of ponies, but whatever. The dreams, dang it, ain't a baby. The dream song is stuck in my head. There you go. The Zelda moving Climate.
If you can call that if you can call it a song, I don't know if I consider that a song, but
it is it becomes a full musical number, so I would say so.
I mean, I guess, but we're only doing the dream.
It's an important part. It's kind of like how people start saying like wings every time that word. Yeah, it's the part that sticks in your head. It's the earworm portion. Very important in songwriting.
Yeah, it's the earworm portion because it was meant to be the most emotional part, and even whenever you're reciting it, you sound monotone, Jacob.
Well, okay. The original when I wrote the song, that was the original intention. A lot of pop songs will do that. They'll have like a hook, whether it's one word or a repeated phrase that you can get behind, and let's do. Honestly, even some rap songs, everyone knows like the beginning of "Without Me" by Eminem, because everyone goes, "Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?" They know that. So it does apply in other places. I know the full song. I'm not surprised about that either. There does come a point sometimes where like a particular part of a song is stuck in like the E1 portion is stuck in your head, and then you just kind of have to go back and listen to it some kind. The reason that I wrote my first full parody song, Harry Potter style, was because Psy's Gangnam Style had just come out, and because it was in Korean, obviously, I wasn't able to learn the full thing, so the only part that stuck in my head was, of course, the hook portion. And I hated the hook portion, so I was like, okay, I need to do something about this for my own sake. And then people caught on to the fact that I was doing that, so that's what I was writing, whatever, rest is history. So, yeah, earworms are very important. Anyway. Goodness. Okay.
I don't know why I'm not laughing.
Maybe she's secretly a robot. We chose the wrong character to make into the AI.
Why am I not laughing?
I don't know. What was the setup
Girlfriend.
and, what was the setup and punchline? We don't know the joke. Or I guess maybe the joke is that yeah, or I guess they're laughing because of the adrenaline of getting on a train in the middle of class. I suppose that makes sense. I did just read those to make sure I haven't missed anything because it's been a while. That's fair as well. Sometimes people will get like the wrong notes into their head and then sing that by accident. Mainly Aiden. But it happens to
Wow.
everyone.
Wow. Jacob's a boy.
Speaking of songs, I got my instrumental of my new song. Good. Because if people don't know, Treepop has published a few demos of like a couple of portions of like a musical number for I think episode 10 of season 4 of Telepath. So I guess look forward to that, everyone. What are see, this is what I meant. What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire, they look not like nothing happens to the earth and yet are on't. Oh, I guess they just decide to each hold one. All right, then.
How did they?
And oh my god, how convenient! It fits each one in their colors naturally. I wonder. I wonder.
Okay. Episode 7, I can't really sing. Oh, I see. So if it was episode 10, then it had to get someone else to sing it. But it's because episode 7, you can lower the standards. What? Whatever makes sense to you, I suppose. So it's Gemma, not Jemmy, not Gamma. Lied to by chat once more. Time to rephrase my joke. Alexa, Gemma, and Ellie. So just having names that all end in A. Thanks a lot, Ellie. Fair enough. Oh, and also welcome to Iris.
Hello.
Or Isris.
Isris, I guess.
Man, I heard Iris for a second there, and I immediately thought of Jacksepticeye lore. I was like, hold on a second.
Oh, I just think of the Flash when I hear Iris. I just think of the Flash.
There are two types of nerds in the
I
world.
think of I think of the part of the human eye.
Oh my god.
Three types, yeah. Good, they took the bait. Yeah, Majesty's still like recovering from being called up by Kitri in the last episode of Ballet Pops, so she's now operating from the shadows at this point.
And she's like, good.
Me and Eli and Isla for what? Like the inspiration for these characters? If that's the case, then that's kind of confusing because well, Eli already has an equivalent to a pop, and so do Treat Pop and Izzy Pop. Well, as in like Treat Pop and Izzy Pop are the equivalents, so Treat Pop and Isla in this case would be Treat Pop and Izzy Pop. You know what I meant. When Bond's not here, I sync with you, KW. The apotheosis becometh upon us. I don't know, at the end of speaking of which, Team Starkid uploaded a new video yesterday, Working Boys. Not
Wait,
sure.
they actually uploaded it? Is it an actual thing?
Yeah, it's 28 minutes. So I'm not sure if it's
They
like
did it for us.
production.
They did it for us. The
But
ultimate
there's,
Well,
sacrifice.
I mean, it
He
is listed
gave
as
me
a
his
short
trust.
film, though, in the wiki, so 28 minutes might work.
Okay,
he
there you go. So
paid
at
the
some point we
price.
will look at that.
So-
Probably after Nerdy Prudes, but it depends on what the Butter Bunch chat tell us to do and when.
I
when
want to
best,
watch
do
Nerdy
that.
Prudes, Jacob. Nerdy Prudes must die!
We'll get to it.
I'm excited for that one. I better be there on the day we're doing Nerdy Prudes. I will destroy everything if you try to do it without me.
I mean, I mean that's great. Just remember that we tend to start an hour earlier than these streams are.
Well, yeah, but I will tell you. But I better be there. I better be there. I will tell you if I'm
Okay.
available that day.
I
Keep
mean,
my
all right,
eye on
sure.
you.
As soon, by the way, as soon as you know about Thursday, please do let me know because we can delay the stream until like the
Oh,
usual time.
I should be available Thursday. Yes, I am available Thursday. I don't got
Okay,
work.
then we'll aim for 4 EST then for that.
Okay, and that's 3 CBT for BB. I forget what her time zone is.
I think it's CST.
I'm CST.
Oh, CST. Yeah. CST. It's 3 CST for BB because she's an hour behind.
All right. Yeah. How did they get here though?
I already read that.
Oh.
Okay.
Is that the end of the episode?
No, I think this is
or this transformation sequence.
This is the transformation sequence. So they don't have like an activation phrase that they just.
We have 50 seconds here. We don't have time for a transformation sequence.
Au contraire, we're getting a transformation sequence.
Her ponytail isn't changing color. Oh wait, no wait, they just placed the character over it. Never mind, the character's just over it.
Oh. There we go. What the heck? What the heck is this?
Whoa!
Wait, what? Why are we back here again?
And why? Wait, why are they not transformed? And it's why does it say talking? What? Why aren't they saying words?
Was that like in her
was that
head?
a dream or illusion?
Maybe, I suppose.
That's kind of a weird editing choice, but okay.
I guess it's like, well, this is like it's in your head now, so you know what to do when the time comes. Maybe.
I thought they're just gonna randomly transform. Also, they're not wearing the necklace anymore.
I think they're just holding them before.
Gemma, are you like okay, girlfriend?
I think that was Gemma speaking, not someone speaking to Gemma. Yeah, because look, Alexa colon. Yeah, so I guess that's just for the sake of clarification. Those necklaces are weird. Something just happened to me that I can't even explain.
Girl, you tripping?
Oh,
I couldn't even read that. I couldn't even read.
It said, "Stop being dramatic. You're fine."
Gemma, stop being dramatic. You're fine, girl. I mean, like, have you seen your hair?
I did see my hair. That was the problem. It morphed before my.
What are you on about, girl? Have you been smoking the devil's lettuce? Because, like, OMG.
Oh, dearie me. Okay.
I'm going to watch some Skip the Toilet later.
Seems like you're more of akin to demonic things.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just making
Let's just
weird
move on.
Girl.
Fine. Yeah.
Man, I really want to subscribe for more.
Oh man, that plot was so deep, and there was so much plot and story in that one episode. I'm so glad we got all that plot and story.
Yeah, we were never gonna get more than a couple of
Okay, so just saying, from a pilot perspective, that was a terrible pilot. Like episode 1 should always be your pilot. Should be like why you should want to watch the show.
Yeah.
And like, if I was just watching that on its own, that to me didn't really say I should want to continue it because it kind of seemed like not much was happening.
Yeah, it has a similar problem to the first episode of Jazz Pop, so I guess the first season really, where only one of the pops I can really identify what their character's about, and that would be, I guess, I'm pretty sure that was Ellie supposed to be, or was it Gemma? Because Gemma started speaking as Ellie before, like they were in the same formation. I don't quite know. But either way, one of them was clearly the goody two shoes of the group, but also due to peer pressure against the friends, was like roped into, I guess, whenever they got into trouble. That's what I gleaned character wise from this. But again, we won't be given enough time to really do to anything in that regard. So don't know don't know about that. And also, of course, similarly to Treat Pop, the life of Treat Pop and Trans Pop, that is the series. I mean, so confusing because there's Treat Pop the character, Treat Pop the creator, and Treat Pop the series. But yeah, in Treat Pop the series, the mysterious glowing orb was just like, hey, why'd you bring this thing back? I don't know, I just found it on the street. It's always very, very blatant with that. I guess it is different to the idea of, being like chosen ones or destiny and such, so I can respect it in that regard. But I mean, for crying out loud, even Ben 10, before it was revealed why the Omnitrix bonded with him, the implication was, yeah, he was in the right place at the right time, but also we built up his character a bit and saw the kind of person that he was to begin with, what that power like gave him, his interactions, what the series was going to be before that. So, there was a lot going on before that portion anyway. Also, he did like almost die immediately because meteorites. So, that's that, I guess. What pop series has the best pilot episode? I would have to say Ballet Pops, because it was the first one I think that really used like one particular pop as a center focus, and then sort of built other stuff around them. But also like included like character conflicts, made them more of the POV characters, sort of the same way that Crystal Pop was in the first Super Pops series, which was the difference, of course, being that in that version, Crystal Pop was the fish out of water who had a new person to the group and such, and so the other ones were already established. But even despite that, we learn what we need to know in that particular moment, and it's not too overwhelming at first, and it does give one person the focus, even though that person would eventually go on to maintain the focus, possibly to the detriment of the other characters in the middle portion of the series. Now we know why that was. In the beginning, as a pilot episode, still the most effective in isolation. Do I got a counter a bingo card because I would put talking into a text bubble if that deserves something? That's not a bingo tab, actually. But because honestly, that's just more of like the general format, especially because there's no narrator function in Gacha Life. So if that's the case, then there's no other way apart from captions, I suppose, to put text on. But that's just, I guess, out of the three methods, it comes down to personal preference. KW says 2 out of 10, not enough too excited to understand anything, makes me black out. Okay.
I mean, it's not the worst. It's just there's not much. Like for huh?
No, because Crystal Standard has been here for a while, so just say welcome back.
Just for me, there isn't much to grapple on with this episode, whether it be the characters, plot, or anything. Like the only real intrigue is the dream aspect. And maybe if they went further with that, where like she kept maybe say in class she fell asleep earlier and then she had a dream where she saw herself as a pop and stuff, and then she woke up confused, and then she decided to skip school with her friends, and then maybe she's the one to find the necklace, and then saw another flash of that dream, and then got shocked, and then had another more fully fleshed out dream as when she was holding it of her as a pop. Maybe we could see her like doing something like flying as a pop and stuff that would like build up a lot of intrigue with her having dreams and premonitions of her being this pop character, like the one of the like dream pops. And that's personally what I would have did. It like that way it could still be short and you don't have to have a much longer episode. Maybe at most you'll have like a 30-second to 40-second longer more runtime, but even then you're not talking a Curry's long runtime extra thing, just to really build up it to focus on the intrigue. So if you're like if you want to watch the series, you're like, oh, why is she having dreams of this like dream of this pop? Is that her? Who is it? What's going on? What does this mean?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Correction. So Ghost Kid was saying they put action into a speech bubble. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's dialogue, when it's speech, then that's a thing. I don't remember. I guess I would just blocked it out of my mind. But yeah, that's true. We don't.
It literally said talking in speech bubble. It's like, dang. Okay, we know they're talking.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like God when people would like show the character changing clothes, but then put like character changes clothes in like a speech bubble as they change clothes. It's like why though?
Yeah, as far as, reinforcing which character is talking, that's actually what the narrator feature in Gacha Club is actually really good at, because it's kind of like what you would do in a visual novel, where you would see the character's name on screen, even if they're the same person talking, you know who they are. So that's an easy way to get away with that kind of thing. If anyone's apprehensive about people remembering the characters, because I forget which one's Ellie and which one's Gemma at the moment.
No, the one in short hair was Gemma. I primarily know that because I gave her that silly voice. Not because what the episode did, it's just because what I did for her character.
Okay, so Gemma was the goody two shoes one. So that's speaking of good things. Yeah, I've got any good things about the episode. Yes, I mentioned before the slight accentuation of the uniform colors. Actually, that gives them a little bit of individualism. That's a very unique idea for a school setting, and also to not overwhelm people with details about like a particular color scheme, but still have the association. And also there's something else I was going to mention too, and I forgot what it was. So I'll let you know if I remember again. But we have another video to get through right now.
I
will say when it comes to editing, even if the editing isn't that good, Treat Pop, what I would always focus on, whether this is just general advice of story writing, make sure as long as the story is good, even if the editing is subpar, at least you can say the story is really good.
Yeah. Also, for the record, this is made by Isla, Treat Pop's sister, not Treat Pop herself.
Yeah, I know, but just
I want to make a statement actually about the editing, because I've been thinking this ever since it was first mentioned. But now it's been mentioned twice. I have to. So the first message a while back, whenever like ages ago, I'm not sure if Jacob you didn't find it, so don't bother looking. I know what you're doing, Jacob. You mentioned like, oh, I need to teach them how to do editing, and then now more recently, you said, I hate to say this, but I'm better at editing. That's a very subjective thing. I know there is bad editing that exists, sure. But I don't know that imposing your own editing style will help as much as you might think. I think
it honestly depends whether or not that would make the videos more effective overall, rather than just being a different style. Because yes, you can say like a work of postmodernism is different to work of cubism. Which one's objectively better? Hard to say. Though, as somebody who has reviewed, an Isla video and also Treepop videos as of recently, the character designs, may want to gouge my eyes out in Treepop videos, but the actual editing, it's editing I also think is better, because it's paced more appropriately. It has a better understanding of
I think
there should be sound effects. There's transformation sequences. There's humor for the sake of it. There's different camera angles. So there's a lot more going on there, but it's all stuff that aids in the quality of the video. So at least on a technical level, that's improved since the beginning of Treat Pop, and Isla has not got to that point as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, but like there also should be longer speech bubbles, because sometimes they're way too fast.
I mentioned pacing, but yeah.
I think that, and this might be a personal thing actually, but I think that editing should not be looked at as a separate thing from the story. I think Aiden makes a good point that the story should come first, but I think the editing should be a core part of that story. I think that the editing should always reflect what your point is, right? What your message is, what's happening on screen, in your ears, and all that. It should all mix together. It shouldn't be, hey, here's the story. Also, wasn't this cut nice? Sure, the cut can be nice and the story can be nice, but they should mix together. I think everyone's editing style should be very different from one another, right? Like the way that screw you, Bond. Here's your bingo. I know that the way that you would edit Mutant Girl and the way that I would edit Rip in the Dark, two very incredibly different editings. In fact, despite those editing styles, I think both being incredibly good, if we put the editing styles on opposite series, it would make the videos 10 times worse each.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Though the difference there, of course, is that Rip in the Dark and Mutant Girl are two very different shows.
That's true. The genre difference is also there.
Dream Pops and Tulithith are about as similar as you can get on a foundational level. So, but
well, that opens
then,
up a whole other issue, actually. But you know,
even then, if we're like, if we're talking about, you know, how yes, editing to me, you know, should facilitate the story, so it can either help or hinder something. That's why we judge it. You know, we judge it separately as reviewers, even though they should go together in tandem, just because, you know, you need to be able to understand like the technical sides of things, or to, you know, to actually more effectively join them together. But yeah, like that goes back, and I guess you know, different cinematic techniques. There are, you know, every director has their own unique style, but a lot of them will use the same core techniques and mix them together in their own unique way. Like you can find a Dutch angle in, I don't know, a Kubrick film, or a Baz Luhrmann. I don't know, just two names off the top of my head. Sure, and yeah, but they'll be used in tandem with like so many different things. So by all means, yeah, someone that I'd say Isla should form her own style for sure. But at the moment, having without that like core knowledge or application of the core knowledge, that's what's making the editing worse at the moment, more so than just a comparison to Treat Pop.
Sure.
Treat Pop's more successful at including those things and facilitating the story.
Yeah. Also, KW mentioned, like, yeah, they agree with me how it should help with the story. Again, it's hard to explain, because if you describe it, yes, it sounds like I'm saying editing should help the story. But what I'm trying to say is it should be part of the story. It's not separate things. For instance, just because we're watching Edward Scissorhands in class, actually. Edward Scissorhands has a great example of this, where I'm assuming you guys have watched it. If you haven't, it's a great movie.
I've seen the Nostalgia Credit review, so I know what it's about. Go on.
There is a moment where the dad is like, "Hey, can you turn up the radio?" Because the kids are in the treehouse listening to the radio in the ball game, and he's like, "Hey, can you turn up the radio?" And then they aren't hearing, and he's keep on asking, and all the while Edward is watching him like clip the hedges or whatever. And he starts mimicking him and starts doing like his fancy work to make it great, crazy hedges, which is a running theme throughout the movie. He just makes completely impossible things, and they never let you actually see the creation. It's always just seeing things fly out the sides, and then they next show you, and it's like a dinosaur or something. That actually happens. They actually do make a dinosaur out of hedges. It's crazy. You're just kind of supposed to buy it, but they always switch between the dad and Edward during that moment. And Edward is always, even whenever he's the only one in the subject, like whenever he's the only one really in the frame, it's still a bit further away. And then whenever the kids finally hear the dad say, like, "Hey, can you turn it up?" They turn it up, and then you get really close to Edward for the first time in that moment, and the audio hasn't changed at all, right? Which is clearly showing, hey, now the distance of the volume has gone further. Right? It does both. It gets you both closer to Edward on more of like an emotional, intimate level, but also does a great job at directly translating, without blowing out your eardrums, the travel of the volume.
Yeah, and what you just described there are, you know, techniques such as audio balance, application of camera angles, and I guess with the case of the directing, obviously, you know, essentially like the understanding of how to actually get the actors to portray what you're actually trying to see in your own vision. All of that all of that we described, like those are all like, you know, core editing and directing techniques, but they're applied in such a way that will facilitate the story.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. usually better sounds for contains red and white instead of the headphones. You don't know the whole rainbow, but one or two colors will help. Yeah, now that she's out of uniform, yeah, potentially something else as like an accent, maybe. But then again, maybe that's the gray of the headphones. I don't know at this point. Okay. I love Edward Cycle's hands.
Yeah, I do too. No, yeah, no, it's a really wacky movie. And it looks like it wouldn't be all that great. It's genuinely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so good. I actually have the whole soundtrack on my Spotify playlist. Man, I love a good soundtrack in something. I've said this before with Alan Wake, but that's what kept me going for the first 2 episodes of Alan Wake. If you give me a good soundtrack, that will carry me so far. My dreams. Okay, you happen to be there during the awful reprise, which was done for artistic merit, by the way. I'm not insulting the moment, but also...
I know,
but also, I'm just saying, the song slaps. Listen to the actual version of it. Children of the Elder Gods is so good.
Nah, the distorted version is peak material.
Yeah, it's the coming back tour version of it. It's the remix.
Oh wow!
It's whenever the singers are old and geriatric and they can't sing anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I take it back. With this combination, we definitely had enough time to cover a 50-second video in one go. But we have the episode now in here, so let's just watch that.
That's true. It's a 50-second video. It's 51 minutes now.
We should delay the time by 60 times. Anyway.
That's the BB way.
Mm-hmm. I think this is Aiden, you were Gemma, right?
Oh, Gemma, did you fall asleep again? Also, why is my hair long?
You don't have to say the name because the name of the person is.
I'm not used to the name actually being on screen when I see these text bubbles. Oh, God.
Okay.
Did she fall asleep again? Also, why is my hair long? Wasn't last episode like not too long ago, timeline chronologically in the episode?
Maybe it was tied up. Maybe it was tied up.
No, it didn't look tied up. It was very much short hair.
Okay.
I kind of miss my short hair.
No one else does in the chat. Nightmare says, "Remember me for centuries." Sorry,
I heard a different song in my head. I heard "Remember them when the fire begins to fade, for the fallen in the." Listen to Epic the Musical; it's great. By the way, I need to show you guys the Underworld saga. It might be the shortest saga so far. I haven't actually counted. It's also the best one.
Sure. Okay.
Wait, did Epic the Musical release a new album finally?
I have been talking about that frequently, but yes. I have not been quiet.
I have been a busy bee, okay?
I have not been quiet about this. Also, Jacob, you still haven't seen the album before that either, so.
Okay. I never understood that one prop on the bottom left. What is it meant to be? Obviously, it's a mic, but I think it's for karaoke. I don't see a mic at the left at the moment. Maybe it was in a different shot. Oh, it's a karaoke machine. Okay. Oh, who am I going to?
Guess I'll have to do schoolwork or watch YouTube.
Okay, hey, Iris, don't diss the karaoke machine, okay? That's
this is
awesome.
An Iris. Oh. Are you talking to the chat or the character? Because this ain't Iris.
The character. No,
this
God,
Iris.
God,
I hate you
so much, Aiden. I'm talking about the person in chat. Man, I hate you so much. You got me to say the character. Yeah, I'm just talking to the screen right now, man.
Come on.
No, I'm not about the person in chat. Iris, that.
I'm gonna get some toast.
Oh, by the way, they messed up on the plushies.
In what way?
So if you go back and you see her sitting, the plushie on the far right.
Oh yeah, the layering. You're right. Yeah.
Well, the layering's already messed up in general because the computer's behind her, not in front of her, and the computer is meant to be on the desk.
Yeah, there is
some layering errors. The computer's just floating behind her.
Yeah, that is a very frequent gacha problem in general. So
The computer
yeah.
I can rationalize though if I tried hard enough.
How do you rationalize her powers activated?
Well, okay, there's
She
there's
learned
this
to
cabinet
levitate.
here in the way, right? I could say there's a stool that she has it on for some reason. This plush, however, is way too far away for that to work.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, the reason for that, in case people haven't, in case VOD users will watch this and they haven't used Gacha yet, is because the way that the layering works is that depending on the position that you put like on the y-axis, so like you go up and down, it will automatically try to detect like where the layering's supposed to go because it's all a 2D plane. It's one of those annoying things that is only either fixed by masking or by different layers in post-production.
Or yeah,
So
I mean, I would
nothing
just
you can do.
superimpose it in
Yeah.
post.
Also, speaking of laptops, she currently has 2 that are open because of the one in the background.
I don't know. Maybe she has like a sibling. I mean, you know, we do have a bunk bed, so maybe there's like a sibling. That's the sibling's computer.
That is also true. Oh, also, by the way, the keyframing. Good thing you have keyframing in there, but if you have that, I would suggest doing like an alternating walking cycle because that will just make it look more natural than gliding along on one foot. Oh, I guess she just produced toast. I guess maybe that's one of her magical powers now is to produce toast.
I am the toast queen. Mwahaha.
Dream pops, ending world hunger one slice at a time. Starts with a J, man. Yeah, I can. Well, never the profile picture. That doesn't help.
Justin
You've changed
Hammer?
your profile picture
Jesus
and
Christ.
your username. Why on earth would I know who you are based on that?
I don't know, Justin Hammer and Jesus Christ. There you are. Hi, man. Those
there
are
we
2
go.
options it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Which I almost said the actual name of Jesus, like as a joke, and I was like, oh wait, that doesn't start with a J.
No,
The
it's
letter J.
Jesus. They're Jesus.
Didn't exist.
The letter J literally
Didn't
didn't exist there.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus. I'm calling it Jesus.
Workers all wearing one color. I'm not kind of wise another color because the uniforms were also
Also,
white.
that's not how you pronounce it. Aiden. It's a wildly different name.
Yeah, okay. I'm guessing what happened here is that Isla wanted to change the outfits because obviously they're not in uniform, but then didn't bother changing the outfit color as well. And so that's why we have the same different accents as before, just applied in a place where the app would generate them based on the outfit you choose.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't like I actually like the way the color palettes are done. These are a relatively simple color palette, but compared to most pop series I see, they're kind of just atrocious. But with keep in mind, like the accent color ends up being the color of the pop, rather than in most cases, the main color is the color of the pop.
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
not talking
accent,
about that.
And there's
I'm
lack
not
of
talking
accent.
about that. I commented that in the last episode. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that the reason that the reason that the accents and the main colors are the same is because in the Gacha app they're just selected and they haven't been changed when the outfit itself was changed. So it just applies them wherever. That's one of the things. So it's clear that Ida just didn't bother to change the colors on either end in order to make the new
reverse
outfits.
them to make it better.
Well, or reverse them, change the shading, pick a different color entirely because they're not in uniform anymore. Whatever the situation might have been, there were a million ways around it. But yeah, choosing one of them would have been ideal here. I forgot to see which was myself in Gacha. You know what? That is entirely fair. I too made just myself in Gacha, as did Aiden, and we were some of the few Gacha tubers to actually do that, to not give ourselves any other accessories that make us less human. Not that's a problem, it's just a rarity for some reason. So if Ellie wears purple while out of uniform, probably accented purple, I would suggest.
Toast.
Oh, okay, never mind. So she put so she went for a piece of toast. She also ate, I don't know, what looked like a
This is Yandere's
heavily food-colored
flashbacks.
rice ball, and then and then also made the toast. Okay.
No, she ate a jelly donut. God, Jacob, it's a jelly donut. My favorite.
It's like a chocolate donut was brown. It's a chocolate donut with jelly filling. Okay. I think people can wear other colors. Yeah, I would have suggested like out of uniform to have some other combination, potentially a different shade or whichever color they were accented to begin with. But yeah.
Also, it is a strange choice to wear stockings to bed.
That is true. Your legs and feet will just start sweating profusely. Maybe I should make a gacha story. Yeah, go for it.
We can review it. We can review it if you would like.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, we can bully you for 2 hours if you want. Free exposure.
What? Okay, do not phrase it like that, BB. I specified if you would like. If you're not, God.
I do like it when people who start by watching gacha review end up making their own gacha stuff. Because like, hey, you know what? We're helping. We're helping the community. Anyway.
We're building character, just like every dad says.
Well, you've told us now. Jake wants a video on how to make a good gacha story. Yeah, well, actually, it's to do with gacha stories, but it's also to do with like the production. So again, it goes into like it goes into editing as well as writing at the same time. So it's more of like a how to make your videos instantly better, and there's 5 simple tips there. We're not going to bully you. We try and treat all of the series review in the exact same way.
Which I do.
BB may bully you. She's kind of mean sometimes.
Builds character.
In a sense, much like being exposed to bad people at school might do.
Speaking of building character, actually, I do suggest building some great characters. All right, I'm just saying.
I recommend a lot of drama, but good drama.
Make the characters have personalities and fun to watch. Big tip: some of these videos really could learn from that.
That is true. I don't go into detail about that in my tutorial, but there are other tutorials like the gingerbread one that do mention that as like one of the first points. But yeah, there you go. That's my tutorial video in case you're interested. Anyways, what else? I've been intrigued by the idea of gacha bingos to try and make you speedrun getting a bingo, also trying to make it good. Most of the bingo things we mention are stuff that a gacha series have tried to avoid doing. Apart from the ones that are just personal gripes. There are a few of those in there, but most of the stuff is just stuff to avoid, so I wouldn't suggest trying to go for a bingo. Oh no, I scrolled back by accident. We're here. Oh wow, she just like absorbed that Kirby style into her mouth.
Oh. I love Kirby. He's my favorite little guy.
Wait, okay. Am I crazy or did the table change colors?
Why is the news on? I swear I didn't put it on. It's Majesty. She's working. Also, there's a plant in your hair now. Like one of your potted plants teleported to your hair.
The layers. The layers
and
are
to
layering.
make it even worse, there's a shadow under the plant too.
Oh my god.
So you can see the circle down there.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic indeed. Yeah.
Man, this one frame is really a train wreck, huh?
Something like that. Yeah, let's continue then.
Oh.
Emergency news.
If you see any of these
Oh, never mind. We've actually got voice acting. I am taking a step back then. We'll let the VA do the VAing.
items, please
yeah.
Yeah.
I could have considered something in the live stream.
I think this is a VA.
Yeah, this could be text to speech. I will. Unfortunately, I closed the tab that had this video in order to make way for restream. So I will quickly check that.
I mean, Dex.
You can click play here. Oh, cool. There's nothing in the description.
Oh, okay. So it's either
there's not a single word.
Text to speech. Okay.
We love
Well, let's see.
uncredited VAs.
The only thing, in fact, even the comments are empty. The only comment is from Treat Pop saying, "Find out what happens next."
Which should probably go without saying. Okay, I turned it down.
Contacts to the police or anyone that can handle this. They are very powerful if combined. This is your news reporter now signing off.
Why would you
Goodbye,
tell
be
them
safe.
that?
I'm sorry. Also, what did you tell them? It's like, oh yeah, there are some people. We're not going to give you any images. Oh, I guess just the items, but like, okay, it's like on for a second again. As far as a news broadcast goes, not exactly the most helpful
Very
thing.
powerful if combined.
And yeah, this does seem like potentially a possibly inexperienced VA with a bad microphone, or, and I hate to suggest this, an AI
I
voice.
don't agree.
This is your news reporter
Yeah, this
now signing off. Goodbye and be safe.
right. That's not a human speaking.
Yeah, at mic quality, if that even is an actual person, I hope was very loud gibberish. Just for, I guess it was for the best.
Also, everyone has the
That's because
exact
they
same
weren't
pile of
speaking
plushies
like
in this
humans
universe.
speak. It was very choppy.
I am
Also-
surprised the news reporter gets a voice, but none of the main characters do. Normally it's the other way around. I've seen Gacha series where they give voices to the main cast, and then some of the background people just don't have voices for some reason, but never the other way around.
Well, okay, anyway, I will say, if it's text-to-speech, I don't really care. If it's AI, I have problems.
AI
There's a
is
difference between those two.
AI is synthesizing someone's voice. Text to speech is not.
Well, I think text-to-speech, it uses
Use
similar
an actual person
technology.
as like a reference for to record like certain lines. But the reason it sounds very choppy is because words will be recorded in one unique way, and they will not combine into a regular sentence the same way a normal person would.
Yeah, text-to-speech uses probably similar technology to AI voices, but it's significantly older and probably has a lot better ethics because there were different principles at the time.
Also, I don't think most of them just steal random people's voices and just make it.
No,
AI
and that's what I
synthesized
mean by the
versions.
ethics, right? The fact the new technology kind of gave rise to new precedents and different
Yeah.
different lengths people will go, whereas at that time it's just let's get the words out there. It sounds so old, like text to speech sounds a lot more like YouTube poops, just doing like classic like voice splicing where they just take someone saying words one at a time and just putting them in quick succession. Like
Yo, what is
it's
up, my
like,
prankster gangsters? It is your boy Pink Sheep.
yeah, but it's where it's like it's just there's 5 videos of someone saying words and they just cut like, all right, they said the here and they said here and they just combine them together and that says this here. And it's like
Does mean the microphone is suspended in midair. Either that or it has a very, very strong cable.
Yeah, but that is a karaoke machine.
Okay.
That is very much an AI karaoke machine. Anyway,
wait, I like
Fair enough.
how their head, by the way. First off, gigantic head. They should have made the background larger because looking at these in comparison. But also,
I actually don't remember if you can do that in Gacha Life.
I don't think you can.
You can in Gacha Club, for the record, and Gacha Life 2, but not Gacha
That's
Life 1, I don't think.
alarming because I'm looking at these in
What you
comparison.
can do, actually, instead of that, is shrink the character them down. Normally, when
Sure.
I see this bed background, the usual problem is that the characters are too small because the bed is just gigantic. In this case, yeah, the character's a little bit too large, so it's the opposite that we normally see. That's weird enough this video, isn't it? The opposite problem is what we normally see in most Gacha videos.
Also, the other thing is they're clearly like their head is clearly off the couch.
It's not a couch, but yes, it's off the mattress. Because again, you can't tilt the characters' heads in Gacha Life 1. So you either have to move them further back, which risks affecting the plushes, which are a replica of what's already on the bunk bed to begin with, or I guess, looking like your Thumbelina. Anyways, we've got KW wanting to come in and say a few things before we continue.
Carry on, Nato after they can see. Oh no,
Hey,
use
KW, those aren't words.
I think part of that was Japanese, actually.
How
Use
dare they
words.
use text to speech? We didn't have anything. They just used text, and then breaking news apparently is the only thing they use for text to speech. I'm sorry. Are you
I
trying
will
to
say the consistency's not great. They should have used it for everyone or no one.
Exactly. I look, man. I was trying. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is probably their first series. You know, yeah, we all been there. But as soon as I heard that very loud text to speech with the headphones on, I just need to tell you something, you fiend. If you're going to use text to speech,
You fiend.
use volume control. Use volume control.
You
My goodness.
fiend! Oh my god!
Yeah. So it does kind of look like it does kind of look like this is Isla's first series, apart from The Life of Izzy Pop and Treat Pop, episode 2, season 1, which may be a re-upload. I'm not entirely sure, and a mini movie called The Evil Teacher is back. But yeah, for the most part, this seems to be the most continuous thing. So far.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Jenny, I hope you're happy.
I think we are.
KW rage.
Protect the speech. Yeah, pretty much. Angry Japanese person, the cousin of angry French person. If those two in a VC together, store your entire bloodline. I think at one point we did let angry French person and angry Japanese person come in, and then I became angry Spanish person, and we just like all like speaking over the top of each other. I forget what video that actually was, but I'm pretty sure that happened at some point.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can be angry colonizer person.
It's not really that impressive. Okay, so I will say, compliment here. I like how, it's actually very smooth how all of that, the parts like push herself out of bed and like get into like all fours was put together. In fact, well, it's smoother than the average stuff here, which again kind of reinforces what I said earlier about like the walking cycle. How that'd be much better if that was included, because clearly, Isla is very capable, based on what we just saw, of making movement seem semi-natural in Gacha life, which is easier said than done. Some moments in Bond's Funny Moments video. Oh, probably, actually. Yeah. Imagine angry Russian. Does anyone know Russian? Anyone in the chat know Russian? We can make that happen.
You could ask Ghosty.
Does Ghosty know Russian?
Nah, she just loves Russia.
I mean, yeah, we still loves Russia, as in like Russia, the character from Hitalia, to specify. But
Italia, but yes.
Okay,
Italia.
so yeah, so okay, fine, but like I'm not sure if that translates into actually speaking the language.
Nope. But you know,
I'm Vlad, and I'm Russian Vlad. Remember that?
I'm Russian Vlad.
Yes. Like the Winter movie was when I was like saving my phone. I was like, "You good, bro?" Yeah, the Winter movie got intense, I must say. By which KW is referring to the When Winter Strikes videos that we did. There's a couple of Gacha reviews. I think we did like part 1 and part 2 for that. I don't know any other times really except Suncreen. I picked up watching K-pop stuff. Well, that might work. I doubt that any K-pop idols are going around, you know, talking about the talking about like the critiques of story and editing in video production. But I could be wrong. I'm not a K-pop expert. Anyway, and yeah, it was part 2, because part 2 for Winter Strikes when everything kind of like declined.
when everything hit the fan.
Indeed, yes.
It's a K-pop song, except it's really just a poorly veiled, critique on storytelling.
Wait, I recognize those necklaces. Okay,
Yeah,
here's where
the
here's
ones
where I
you're
would have
wearing.
yeah, here's where I would have instead of saying that like verbally, I would have actually wait. I just realized I said I was gonna have her like look down at herself, and then I remembered you can't tilt the
You
head.
can't look down at Gacha
Yeah.
Life.
That's a Gacha Club
Ah,
feature, unfortunately.
Never mind.
I mean, I would, instead of having her, I would just have her have I mean, I guess there's a pose that's her sort of looking down, but not really. Not direct.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
about
really
as close as you
tell.
could get at the time.
Her
yeah.
head's just
Ever so slightly pointing down now.
Yeah. Me, Gemma, and Ellie have this. Again, we don't need this clarification because we've seen the previous episode. Everyone who watched this video will most likely have seen the previous episode because it's only 50 seconds long. It just isn't not much of their time much time out of their day. And we've seen them on the characters, so even then it will become very apparent. So no need to, spoon feed the audience here necessarily. That should be another thing. If I would do like a follow-up tutorial, I should talk about not spoon feeding the audience and letting them draw their own conclusions. Okay.
Oh, Gacha tutorial 5 years later.
It wasn't made 5 years ago.
No, but
Yeah.
it will be eventually.
A lot of good stuff launched later in this video. Yeah, I know. What I was saying was, I don't think any of them tackle the subject material of video production, and or the telling of a story through them. They do tell stories, but what I mean is that they don't. I don't think lyrically they've ever stated in Korean, their the wisdom and advice about how to make better videos themselves. That's what I mean. I know there's lore and story music videos. Most artists will do that nowadays. If I cry out loud, Fallout Boy has like an 11-part like story behind 11 separate music videos. So yeah, including Centuries actually. Anyway. The plush demon hungers for souls. Also, no one wasn't like entirely clear about that. OMG, we need to meet up about this. Okay, the props are in the correct layerings this time. And I guess now we can see that it seems like Ellie has indeed chosen to wear white with accented purple, as expected. Gemma, on the other hand, seems to have at least changed a bit and has decided to swap the colors around. So,
Not
sure
a fan of the single line.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would have potentially picked like a different. Maybe that's the only turtleneck that's in Gacha Life. I forgot at this point.
No, I mean on the pants. Look on the left person's pants.
Oh, okay, yes, all right. Yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, you can just get rid of that. Yeah, didn't know they were that important.
Also, did you see that there was a dangerous villain that's going around towns?
Surprisingly, no. Text-to-speech news reporter didn't think that was worth mentioning. What a weird like, agenda to have as a news station.
I mean, maybe he's evil.
Ah, like a real news station.
Well, yeah, but
okay, even real news stations. Dare I say that Fox News might probably report on actual emergencies if they emerge.
Well,
also they're technically not a news organization. They're classified as an entertainment organization. So
okay, well, all right then.
That's just for
yellow
legal
journalism.
That's for quite literally legal reasons. Being like, well, we don't want to be sued when we spell misinformation or be like, talked about for journalistic.
And that's why they're allowed to hire people to make propaganda about a genocide right now with no punishment.
All news organizations have been doing that. What do you mean? It's not just that one.
No, but Fox had a special one. Because a while back they had it where they're like, dangerous Palestinians are causing trouble, and then you could see, like, after their bit was over, on, like, the side, them switching back to their regular clothes. They were just random Israeli people they hired to make Palestine look bad. It was live.
Well, I
They
said no,
someone
I
was
said
just
no.
terrible at being a cameraman, or it was a mole.
Or,
like,
or it was entertainment. I guess they delivered on their promise finally. They did entertain.
they sure did. But yeah, no, I don't know what it's like in other places, but yeah, in America it's mostly just yellow journalism. I don't you watch a lot of the theorist stuff, so I'm sure you've seen this, but I think it was film theory, film food style.
It was most likely film theory. They talked about most of the important topics.
But it was one of them where they're like, hey, you want evidence that all these news stations are all like sharing the script and stuff, and they showed like a clip of like 10 different completely different news stations saying the exact same joke about the exact same thing because they're all sharing the same script.
Okay.
Because all of it is paid through and funded and for very specific politicians and people in power. So only certain things get through.
I'm surprised those different politicians use the same script that you think they would want to change things, but
no, that
they
costs
just
money.
didn't bother. Yes, money which they're clearly paying to, like, you know, the news stations you just mentioned.
Yeah, but they want the news stations to simply promote what they want promoted. They don't really care about the effort.
Well, see, that's the question. You know, would like one single unanimous script but include what they want promoted? Most likely, not in all cases.
Well, I mean, yeah,
maybe pretty. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Speaking of movies, why make a deer horror? Bambi is Innocent. Is it actually Bambi? Because I think we've got a few more years before that becomes public. Well, at least that version becomes public domain.
Well, I think it is already public domain, maybe. Well, that version. It's like Winnie the Pooh. You just gotta find your way.
I'm just saying, animals have been little mythological horror monsters for ages. I actually think Bambi could be a great example.
I mean,
I feel like most mythological creatures are based somewhat on real world animals.
Well, I'm having a flashback to like the unsure, like, because there's an animal in, because everyone knows for Egyptian mythology, right? All the gods have multiple forms. They don't usually know that detail, but everyone knows that like the gods usually have animalistic forms as well. Right, where you see like the guy with the hawk head or whatever.
Yeah, I was more referring to like examples like unicorns, for example, which are very clearly horses that have been stabbed.
Yeah, but there's one god, I forget his name, but it won't take you long to search it up because it's so famous at this point, where there's one god that no one knows what the animal is based off of. No one knows if it's real or not, but it's really weird how every other god is based off a completely real animal, and they just have this thing, and it's like, this thing doesn't exist. What is this?
Maybe it got hunted to extinction.
Right? No, and that is a genuine like theory, yeah. And so that's a big mystery going on with that whole religion, which is, hey, what is he supposed to be? Is he real? Is he like a weirdly drawn thing? Is he an extinct animal that only the Egyptians had documented? What happened to the carcasses, the bones, fossils, whatever?
Yeah, Bambi just does Bambi like go on a like a revenge quest or something to try and like, you know,
say that. Yeah, it's a revenge story. It has to be.
You know, it's a sure sign of quality that you can guess the plot of the movie with, you know, with like a single word being referenced or like
it's just,
you know, it really does. Like I know that I know that, you know, people make, you know, there's the meme is that I have oracle powers, but I feel like a lot of people will put that one together before even.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think even people who haven't seen Bambi still know about the mom's death, right?
I mean that. I mean, I think yes. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing people actually remember of Bambi. Like, has anyone acted like? Have you heard anyone talk about Bambi and talk about anything other than the death of the mother?
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I have, but only one example.
Yeah, you don't really hear much. The point is, you don't hear much outside of just
I mean, it's not often, but I have heard of it.
It's a very rare thing, so I think that's probably the most memorable and the only real severely talked about plot point in Bambi, which is kind of sad because that's quite literally the beginning of the
It
movie.
was kind of sad. You're right. That's why people talk about it.
No, I mean it's kind of sad that the movie's not ultra memorable. Like there isn't like at least a handful of moments
I
that
thought it
everyone
happened towards the
constantly-
middle.
No, I'm pretty sure it's in the beginning,
Yeah, I think it's beginning.
like very beginning of the film.
I know at least that they set up Bambi and his mum like a little bit before that. I don't think it's
Well,
like
I mean, they probably
first-
had like a few minutes, but I don't think they had like a whole like act dedicated to Bambi and his mom. I think it was
Bruce
maybe
Wayne
like 2 or
this
3
is what
minutes.
Aiden was talking about, I guess, is the fact that no one probably remembers that.
Bruce Wayne has his parents. Peter Parker
Okay,
has
that usually is
Uncle
the first scene.
Ben. Has Uncle Ben and also
the
his
Uncle Ben
parents,
is
but
not
he doesn't
first
really
scene.
care as much about the parents.
Okay, but even Uncle
yeah,
Ben would take a
because-
couple of scenes to establish him sometimes.
Yeah.
And
You have, like,
you know,
3 to 4
don't start
scenes.
without me and don't start with me or whatever it was. I don't know.
well, to be fair, I mean, you also have Peter's parents also got killed. They were
and
SHIELD
also
agents in the
we
comics.
need to offer Uncle Ben's sage advice. If you can do good things for good people, then you have the obligation to do so. That's what's at stake here, not choice responsibility. Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. Hey, never forget,
Anyway,
guys.
Kirby.
With great power comes great
Thank
responsibility.
you.
Is
Middle
not
of the
the
movie.
quote.
Yeah.
It's not the quote initially. Anyways, it's slightly different.
Mhm.
Slightly worded differently. And the movies came along, and they're like, "I'm gonna change it." And now everyone knows that, and then they adapted only that, even in modern comics and retellings and stuff, so no one remembers the actual quote.
Oh dear. Anyway, so people take us in the hometown Raven right now. Really? I haven't even looked at the news. Guys, people are like screaming their heads off at something. Should we do something? Okay, I you know what? I will I'll say I appreciate the effort of trying to like combine that into one portion of the screen. Probably would have been more and I feel like you still could have benefited from having 2 speech bubbles there if that didn't fit. But oh well. And also, this is very much one of my gripes with a lot of Shakespeare plays, actually, weirdly, because Shakespeare didn't write many stage directions. That some of them do exist. Most of the time, it's essentially enter such and such, exit such and such, and doesn't go much beyond that, apart from in a few situations.
Which is kind of funny because you can't even call him like a man of few words. He puts so many words, he just never bothers with stage direction.
Yeah. So however, you still know what's happening because because the characters will be describing everything that is happening just through their own actions. Like think about the famous "This is a dagger which I see before me, the hand toward my hand." That whole portion of Macbeth is like, "Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still." Not thou but a dagger of the mind, blah, blah, blah. I see thee yet, and thou signalest in the way that I was going towards Duncan's chambers. Like, sure, fine, but also show, don't tell.
Hey man, maybe we appreciate tell don't show whenever it comes to another certain part in Macbeth.
That could be a number of things. I'm trying to think about what you're referring to.
Drunk guy, where he talks about the gates of hell and other things.
Oh, okay. The one that I am most known for doing at the local theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, in that situation, he's literally playing a game with himself and imagining these things. So that I don't really count in the same way.
No, whenever
It's
I
more
mean,
of a case of how Hamlet's like,
describing what
"Oh
being
no,
drunk
it's
is
the
like."
ghost of my father, and he's coming towards me, and whatever, blah 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 blah." I don't know.
I don't know, man. He goes into pretty deep detail about
That's the
what being
point.
drunk is like.
Well, actually, well, that portion, well, because I know the monologue very well because it's one of the ones that I just do at the time. I did it as an audition, then I became the porter itself in that same year. He doesn't actually, in that first monologue, go into describing the effects of alcoholism.
No,
He
I
just
know.
plays the
I'm
game.
saying because that's his most famous moment. So that's the character. I forget his actual name.
Oh, it's just the porter. He
Oh.
doesn't have a name. Yeah.
But no, I think it's actually his like second set of lines where he describes what being drunk is like, and also various other things.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a monologue for that, so it's just like a couple of like it's a back and forth.
I would consider that a
himself and
monologue.
stuff.
No, I would. That's a very long string of text.
Well, if it was, then my director definitely cut that part down. And so did
For
I.
good reason, man. You're in school. You do know what. You do remember what's in the act. What he's actually describing, right?
Well, actually, let's see. That same director exacerbated a few of those lines, like like marry, sleep, and urine, for example. I actually like had to like turn around and pretend that I was flashing someone on stage during that part. So actually, yeah, that particular director was not entirely concerned with with us being in school, because this wasn't like a school project. My version the year afterwards was for an examination, and I just had to cut the entire character because he's not like essential, and I really allowed 30 minutes. Which, by the way, 30 minutes for Shakespeare play is not enough time. Just saying.
No, I don't know. Aiden was
I
complaining about
had
the
to be
pacing
ruthless
before.
there. I
Also,
don't know about
by the way,
ruthlessness being mercy upon ourselves, because I was not merciful at all to myself. Because every like cut line, I'm like, oh, but we could have done something with this.
no, but make it good though.
That's the problem. Like, some of the parts were so abridged that I had to like you had to like try to like mental gymnastics to try and justify why it was still as good. Or Like, there's only so far you can go with that idea, essentially.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the quote from before, I did find it just because I was curious. The exact quote was at the tail end of Amazing Fantasy 15. Wasn't spoken by an actual character. It was just random narration in a corner, and a lean, silent figure slowly fades in the gathering darkness. Aware at last in this world, with great power must also come great responsibility.
Oh, right. So I thought you were talking about the porter thing for a second there. Right. Okay.
To Ben, but it was just random dialogue at the tail end, and then everyone also cuts out the must also come.
Actually, I've heard that a couple of times. The must also come great responsibility. I've heard that version a bit more. Not as much as the comes great responsibility, because that's catchier. But you know,
it is. I mean, no, I know why they did it, but that's definitely not the way that originally played out.
Oh God,
I've heard that. Actually, you know what? The in the home trilogy, they gave the. I'm pretty sure Aunt May says must also come great responsibility.
Yeah.
So they have kept it in some versions.
Yeah. Well, because
Also, that is superimposed text in post.
Oh yeah, you can see where the tail end here, where there's
it's not even the same size, and like I think the font slightly
may
different.
not be superimposed, because actually that could also just be a shrunken Gacha speech bubble that just is smaller and is a different font.
Well, no, but
see, it's even back in Gacha life.
But see, it cuts off the boundary though.
Yeah, there's no black bars around it. There's a black bar around the other text.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not that would happen in this scenario, because
also it's a different type of
because
light.
like the recording already had that.
No, look at the sides though. The sides don't have black lines.
And also again,
the sides are more as a dark gray. I think what happened was the side black bars came from the render settings in the post production, and the top and bottom black bars came from how it was recorded in the app itself.
We do something is definitely done in post.
Well, okay, so be it.
See, it's like an off-white.
I mean, you just essentially repeated what Aiden said towards the beginning, but fine.
That's you, BB.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm Melly. OMG, that's the villain that was on the news last night.
That we didn't see or hear about until this one scene.
Oh, all right. Thanks. Oh.
No, wait. What?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going back just so I can get the line.
Oh, man, we're not reading that line.
Yeah, no, we're skipping it. Yeah,
it definitely started with guys.
Also, I don't know what to do with this case because it says Gemma's saying it, but What's Alexa
Yeah, that's
saying it?
that's clearly
So-
Alexa talking. Yeah.
So,
We'll both read it at the same time, okay?
Okay. All right then. 3, 2, 1. Are you crazy?
like crazy?
We could
we could die.
We don't
We
even
don't
know how to
to
control them.
them.
Wow, such sync. By the way, KW, interesting.
Yeah. Same here for me. Oh, I
Oh,
we hadn't actually read that part yet.
wait, it says all, but one of
Hold
them
on.
isn't speaking.
There we go.
Calm down. Calm down. We have to try. We could save our town and everyone would be safe.
So matter of fact.
Okay?
Yeah. Why are we all saying yeah, even though one of them didn't speak?
Hands in. It's
Yeah.
a superhero show. We gotta get cheesy.
I guess they figured out they can transform. Only one of them watched the news, and I wasn't really like they didn't really properly explain that they could. So now it's like, well, I guess we must be superheroes. We better get to it, gang, with no preparation. Okay, now we get the proper transformation.
Oh, that's not a good frame.
I don't like where that sparkle is placed. Place it more on the chest,
It's
please.
just pan. It was for the skirt, I think. Actually, no, never mind. It was for both versions.
No, it's placed on the. Yeah, see.
There you go, that was on the
No, but
stomach.
see, that one was just the boobs.
Well, it's okay. It's slightly better than the no square.
I
It's better than the no-no
disagree.
square.
They're on about the same level.
Oh, why's she wink? Who's she transforming for? Who's she transforming
Have
for?
you? Oh, okay. This is how I know you. This is how I know you haven't seen Mermaid Melody, because they do that a lot in their transformation sequences. Towards the end of most of them, they end up like doing a pose and winking at the camera. It's one of the cheesiest things.
I will say, I do like how one is where like the vagina would be, the next is where the breasts are, and then to end it off, it's right there in the face, right? Nice and good, but then they give you a little wink and a smile.
Yeah, well, okay. That's because part of the transformation sequence is for the skirt. Part of it is for the top, and then the wink towards the camera. I guess that's kind of like a little bit of an excuse because Sailor Moon kind of like set that precedent. Because like with Sailor Moon, they knew what they were doing, but they also justified it within their own logic of why they were doing it. So they still knew what they were doing. Also, this is where I was gonna go back to what I was saying before. Magic Pop says, "Why are you guys not transformed?" So the reason I said I was going to mention Maddie at the beginning of this stream is because, not for any reasons to do with like the drama recently or anything, it's actually because in Jazz Pops, not Jazz Pops, it was Blues Pops. One of the characters in the Blues Pops is Magic Pop, and I happen to know that character is actually Maddie's self-insert into the Blues Pop series. This is also how you know that the Treat Pop verse and the Eli franchise are not actually connected, apart from the fact that Maddie just doesn't exist in one of them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just parallel thinking. I'm not trying to suggest that Isla, took that from either Maddie or Eli, but yeah, different universes. And yes, Maddie is in the Blues Pops. Yes, Magic Pop is based on her. Yeah. I was surprised too when I found that out.
I do want to make a note here that if it was from Maddie, then it's no harm, no foul if it was stolen.
I don't know about that, because it's like, they kind of like picking and choosing who to steal.
I've chosen.
Like personally. Okay, I don't. All right.
I'm biased and I hate her guts.
Valid.
I mean, I'm the first one to say I'm not overly fond of her. I'm just, pointing out as far as like the integrity goes. And again, I'm trying to say, there's more of a case of saying that Isla, just had parallel thinking here, not necessarily that that was a deliberate thing. I highly doubt it.
Also, I don't like any of their hair. I've been meaning to say that, man. What is this weird little like Charlie Brown twirl they got going on in the middle of actual hair?
Yeah, that's the gang.
Yeah,
You can't even
Hoge,
just
I'm
say
not sure. Well,
words.
it's okay. No, it's
Hoge.
because it's a weird spelling of something. It's like I'm pretty sure it's not like an original English word or
It's
anything.
a
Well,
Japanese
a few words
thing.
are, but you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure
Still
it's
don't
Japanese.
like it. Does it have like a like? Is it just popular in Japan, or does it have like an actual like cultural meaning? Because it
I think
because it
it might
doesn't
just
look
be.
great
I think it
visually.
might just be popular in Japan because I've seen plenty of images of anime characters, and then also plenty of images of actual Japanese people, and they don't tend to have them. Anyway, they're not transformed.
Magic Pop. Why are you girls not transformed?
It's interesting that the star has now turned white, as if because I guess that might be
color,
how they
the color,
the color of the
it's when
civilian
it's
form. Okay, that's an interesting
the power
way to get
resides
around
in the
that.
charm, but then it gets transferred to her. But when she detransforms, it goes back into the charm. It's like the ocean.
Fair enough. They actually that's one thing they didn't do in Melody. Actually, they kept the pearls exactly the same. Over there, answer my question, please. Why are you not transformed?
Oh, okay. Wait,
Okay.
is that a preset? That's a preset.
That is a preset. I think that is Phantom, a preset from Gacha.
Although I will say I do kind of like the way magic is being done here. Surprisingly,
Definitely, like the way that the explosion also blended with the beam for a split second. That's actually quite impressive there.
This is decently impressive. I'm surprised that this is like I've seen very few pop series that actually have tried to do anything like effects wise like this. Oh,
I'm surprised that it spread that way though. Maybe there was some sort of like explosive agent inside the building. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have to save the town. Wait, I have to save the town.
Yeah.
Haft this.
Yeah. It's not a word. Yeah. Haft is not a word.
I have to.
Yeah. How though?
I'm a superhero. Bish.
I don't know, but I need to try. Just like I don't know what powers I have. How do I activate my powers again? Blast to smithereens.
This has all the brilliant dialogue and storytelling abilities as a Golden and Silver Age comic book.
Actually,
I don't know how to do this, but I need to try.
Oh, well, I mean, I will say certain Golden/Silver Age comic books will go into plenty of verbal detail akin to a Shakespeare production about this stuff. I trust you, for the gems that shine upon our foreheads are of the same nature. Therefore, we must work together.
Which makes it
Stranger,
even funnier whenever there's prequel stuff, because like for Marvel, for instance, they'll just have a flashback comic where now you have the things explained, but like normally, and then if you read the actual like first appearance like in release order, and it's like, and then they just re-explain it all. It's like, man, it just gets worse.
Girls, you still didn't answer my question. Yeah, before I go and like try to activate like some sort of magical power something. Yeah, can we just like go over that in detail? I'm still getting over the fact that she knew they were going to transform to begin with, because that was just not indicated.
Like here.
Oh, there I go, hopping on one leg towards the battle.
Hi.
Did you see that bush just appeared in the background right now?
Magic bush.
It was not.
Oh, now it's grass.
You know what? Actually, you know what could have fixed this? If Magic Pop tested one of her powers on the ground and actually grew the bush, and then they were like, "Well, this is here now. Might as well use it."
Here we are, yeah. In this is an old comic and has since been retconned significantly, so it doesn't even really work in the canon anymore.
Go on.
But Katsumir, he goes, a new shield. By the way, this is the reason he got his like circular shield, In real life, it was copyright issues, but you know, a new shield. It's magnificent. It's much lighter than my old shield, and with its discus-like shape, I'll be able to hurl it twice as far. It should be as effective as an offensive weapon as a defensive one. I assume it's as bulletproof as my old shield. And then FDR over here says, even more so. In fact, I'm told that the metal in the shield has some incredible properties. If only the metallurgical accident which produced it could be duplicated. It's like, thanks, man. This isn't clunky at all.
Exactly what I mean. Yeah, Shakespeare's not quite that bad, but honestly comes close a couple of times.
I mean, I've seen a Shakespeare play. It's pretty freaking weird.
How they do it.
Yeah, 12th Night is not as bad with that because most of those like long monologues are many soliloquies, and it's mostly the characters trying to come to terms and like process what's going on with them. So it's not as bad in that one, but yeah, it gets bad at times.
Okay. Ladies, so, I can still see you. This ain't a good hiding spot.
I can also see your hair sliding underneath the bush.
Yeah, it's bizarre because it seems like Isla is just averse to shrinking the gacha characters down. And like I said, that's like the opposite problem to most other gacha videos that I've seen, you know, because like a lot of these, because as the backgrounds are, many the series that we'll watch are all in landscape shots, and therefore the characters are significantly far away all the time. But yeah, this one, like, I mean, filling the frame is one thing, and that's a good practice. However, you need to know how to scale the characters in order to do that. So I would just suggest just scaling them back, especially if they're going a bit far. I think actually they did shrink a little bit as they went back, but not enough in order to cover the bush. Not to mention, of course, the bush itself can also be resized, because I use that exact same bush in, again, have your bingo, Bon, in Mutant Girl Season 2 to hide Felix behind in the final episode to show, oh, that's where he was doing his ventriloquism thing. I actually made the bush as physically big as possible in order to conceal his body entirely, but still keep him the same size.
This is like in a video game where you're crouching and you're trying to hide behind a table as you walk by. But if you take 2 seconds to look at their framing, part of their back is still clearly shown to everyone. So you're supposed to just believe that they aren't seen. Meanwhile, it's just a back just like moving forward.
It's like a child playing hide and seek. Oh, I wonder where they could be. It's like they're like behind like a tree or something with half of their body exposed, and they're just going like or something. So if Gemma's magic pop, what that's going to transform into witchcraft pop and alchemy pop. I don't know.
Full metal pop.
Why is it called dream pops, by the way? Did I miss something?
I guess because the transformation sequence came to Alexa in a dream. I don't really know. The connection isn't entirely established yet. I thought maybe they could be going into people's dreams and, you know, I guess fighting the likes of Freddy Krueger. Not actual Freddy Krueger, like the likes of a creature does a similar thing.
Legally distinct Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Scary Terry from Rick and Morty.
Yeah. No, this is why I made the Shark Boy and Lava Girl joke earlier. I thought for sure they were going to be hopping through dreams and stuff. Or that or that this whole thing was set in a dream. I could see that, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that I'm recommending
I personally hope it's not.
We have lucid pop. What else are other states of dreams?
Oh, we could have a pop based on every theory of what dreams are.
Sleep pop. Lucid
It's not
pop.
A theory. That's just what
lucid
humans
pop.
do.
No, I'm trying to think.
REM pop for after REM cycle.
REM pop, lucid pop. What else? What would be a third pop? Alcohol pop.
Memory reliving pop.
That's
Sonambulous Pop for sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Future
bit
Vision
long, though.
Pop.
Yeah, Premonition Pop. There you go for alliteration.
No, that's for Foresight Pops.
Well, no, I'm just saying those are
That's
both two.
That's a whole brand. You want to have a whole brand based on the idea of foresight?
I don't know. Maybe one day. I think it'd be cool.
It's God now because I'm thinking so much
I
about
guess
Greek
Premonition
mythology
Pop,
lately.
Prophecy Pop, maybe. I don't know.
Because I'm thinking so much about Greek mythology lately. Now I'm
Future
just
Pop,
thinking of that. Now I'm
Fate
just
Pop.
thinking. Now I'm just thinking of that one town that's implied to just have the ability to make people have like prophetic visions and stuff.
I haven't heard about this town. I'll have to look into that later. Don't tell us
You
now. 'cause
have.
we've
I
been
have
streaming for a
mentioned
while.
it to you.
Okay. Someone didn't come controls Apollo, weirdly. Okay, but here's the actual names. So Alexa becomes Wish Pop later, and Ellie becomes Dream Pop. By the way, these are good like cards for, I guess, like the there's like advertising breaks in the middle of like a series. If this series were longer in general, then I would say, hey, you can have those in here as like an extra.
It would be
thing.
like after the first 30 seconds, advertising card.
Insomnia Pop. That's like the opposite of Dream Pops. That's like the
No,
anti.
that's the pop's enemy. Insomnia. It's Insomnia. She's like an evil queen who tries to like give people insomnia so that she can control them.
Tries to give people insomnia. That's the same vibe as if I had like
Give me
a
the name
bunch
of
of
the
super
organization.
villains. It's just a bunch of super villains, and it's like, what's your goal? My goal is to give you mental illness.
I mean, yeah.
Hello, baby. It is me, your mental illness.
Oh no! Oh no! It's schizophrenia pop.
Mentally ill pops. That's the next pop series.
Hey, look at that image over there. Is that real? You'll never know.
I am
that from the corner of
hallucination
your
pop. I
eyes?
make everyone hallucinate.
Oh no! I gave you mood swings and shadows from the corner of your eyes.
But don't look at them. They won't be there when you do.
No.
Okay.
Paranoid pop. She makes everyone extremely paranoid.
No. See, paranoia is part of it too. For some people, it's great. It all fits.
Yeah, I have actually seen that in real life, unfortunately.
I've made that joke about Inside Out 2. About like Inside Out 3 is all about Riley with schizophrenia.
It's funny too because
they have like anxiety and stuff like that, quite literally as a emotion, which
they do.
Isn't really an emotion.
It's funny because I looked at some symptoms of schizophrenia and I was like, ooh, I don't like how much of these I relate to. This is alarming.
I don't think you're schizophrenic, BB. Don't worry.
I question it sometimes, and from the back of my head, as I read these symptoms, I can just hear, "Hello, it is me, your mental illness."
Oh my god!
Wow, what an appropriate joke for me to bring up then. Also, sure, KW, go ahead and make a bad joke.
Full circle.
Oh no, KW's becoming ghosty. Let's go catchphrase. Speaking of which, where's Ghosty at? She hasn't been around for a while. It's Ghosty.
I don't like Inside Out 2. Just looks like a cash grab.
Cause grab.
Really? Pixar making a cash grab sequel? Nah, never happened before.
No, it's almost like Disney making direct-to-DVD sequels of all their movies that never do well.
Yeah, that was their big thing before live-action remakes. Actually, you know what? The other reason I've heard Bambi,
at least those have more artistic merit.
Outside of the mother scene, is actually, I forgot there's a second version, because Seamus Gorman talked about Bambi 2 in a video. As the world-leading expert on Disney sequels, naturally. Do you know that actually put one of the ballot pops of how to create hallucinations? Josh, I request your wisdom. That sounds familiar. I know what Magic is called. It's called Christian Pops. Maddie is their god. I will say, outside of this, actually, I feel like Christian Pops probably would actually work as a series because there's a lot of music that goes into most like aspects of church worship. So yeah, there's some room to play with that actually.
Oh, I love the idea actually. If it's Christian Pops and if Maddie's their god, at the end of it, the gat it's like a Garfield comic. where there's always a random gag at the end that kind of brings it a full circle. The gag is like, well, guys, and they recite like a biblical line, except it's completely wrong, and you know what it's supposed to be, but it's so warped beyond recognition.
I don't think Maddie's self-aware enough to like warp to like point out when people warp Bible phrases. I feel like if she acknowledges that now, she's gonna have to like take back like most of the stuff she's still standing by. But yeah, beyond that, I did at one point think the choir parts would be a good idea. Whether or not it's a church choir or not is, I guess, different interpretations because there's different types of
Love
choirs,
thy neighbor within 10 feet of you.
Love thy neighbor, except for if they are under certain categories. Then despise them.
Yeah, but then the joke runs too long.
Exactly. That there's too much fine print there.
You have to. The reason to do like 10 feet is because then it's like it's not thy neighbor as in the overall population of humanity. It's literally within the neighborhood.
I guess hopefully someone someone from a group that you dislike does not move into said neighborhood. Then in that case, that would no longer apply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want.
No. One of the episodes is like, oh no, a new villain showed up in town. And then the end is like, it's okay, guys. We saved the day. We ran them away.
Love thy neighbor and not the gay neighbors. So you two moving in together. I presume you are roommates of some kind.
Oh,
Just
are you
like
brothers? Oh man, man, I'm so glad in family live together. Oh, we're dating. The whole town just attacks them.
We make jokes about this, but
this literally
happened. This literally happened in an episode of American Dad. Like, apart from the being chased away, because Greg and Terry live in the neighborhood the entire time. But like, once they move in and eventually stay there, yeah, there's like a whole episode where it's like, I mean, at first Stan, as an idiot, doesn't know what's going on, but eventually he puts it together and it's like, oh well.
I'm just thinking of that one bit in I think it is American Dad where it's like, where the son's like. No, that's right. They're doing barbecue, and he's like, and then you give everyone like well done steak or whatever, and the kid's like, well, what if they, medium rare, and the kid is like, what if they want well done, and he's like, well, son, then you just tell them politely to get out.
Hey,
that's that. I don't know this episode, but that does sound like a gag from American Dad. Oh no, it's Butterbop. I feel like I beat Butterbop more so than BB, just based on like my my more direct interactions with Maddie.
The trans god, as if that doesn't just define antiquity. Oh no, the trans god. Man, they all shapeshift.
Yes, they do.
Loki in particular had various different kinds of birth, actually. Like 3 different types of birth.
And apparently Apollo a lot of times too.
Yeah. Loki had 6-legged horse mother.
I mentioned this in the previous stream actually.
Yeah,
and refused to elaborate just to get people confused.
It's great. That's a wacky story. That's one of those stories where Thor's innate racism is highlighted.
Fantastic. Let's get back to the video.
Not racism against an actual race. He hates trolls, and giants, which is funny given that he is part giant. But
what do you want?
Hey, BB, remember the part where I said I refused to elaborate because it's funny when people are more confused?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then you also have a Fenrir, and then you also swallowed a heart from Angerboda.
So we lost connection with BB, unfortunately. Seems like she'll be back soon enough. Anyways, hey, what do you want? I'm trying to ruin the world right now.
What? Stop destroying my town.
He swallowed a heart, and out came Angerboda.
Oh
no way, yeah, he swallowed Angerboda's heart, and that's how Jormungandr popped out.
I knew she was still going to be talking. I was like, please do the gag where she's like continues to speak as this going on. Anyway, also, very, very, very honest and forthcoming villain right now. I'm trying to ruin the world.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
By destroying by destroying one singular hut. Yeah, good luck with that one.
Talking!
Boost
Here, boom.
like had like at the start of like a monologue where it trails off. You know, do you like ellipses? It
You
trails.
normally
keeps
just do the
talking.
monologue then. Just have the monologue be on screen while he's doing it, and then you blast it and interrupt the monologue. Dang.
There is also
It's kind of
okay.
lazy to just cut off his dialogue.
Yeah. If I were Christian pops, do you think it would be a little too on that? Is something one of them, Maddie? I mean, the pop wouldn't look like her, and she doesn't own a name. Well, people know what you were doing, but they wouldn't do anything about it necessarily. But also, again, if it ends up being part of the franchise, just to remind people, Maddie already exists in the Pops franchise. So if it's disconnected, then maybe. But yeah.
There isn't proper communication or proper connectivity because like they don't handle it well in the Pop franchise. It's a whole.
That doesn't mean it's not connected. They very clearly are intended to be part of the same universe, except for these two, like this one and Tree Pop. They're their own separate thing, but they're connected to each other.
Just because I brought it up a
Like,
few
big
times,
trouble,
why
yeah.
not? Marvel, gigantic main universe, not consistent with itself in the slightest.
But still intend to be connected, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing to me? That's a good question. What is she doing?
What are you doing?
That seemed like a lightning blast, but then it seemed like it was like an illusion of the mind or something, and now it's going to the chest. The effects are inconsistent. It's good
Is
at
she
them.
gonna
You know what's going on.
I'm saving
my town.
No, that's me, remember? Save
yeah.
my town, actually, girlfriend.
Okay. Now let me. I don't know. Let me finish you something. What was that?
Hey, what are you doing to me? Actually saving my town. Now let me finish you off by sending you to hell. Oh,
how? How?
That is what? Why did that escalate so quickly?
I'm confused, like how she has the power to do that.
No, see, it's one of the dream theories. See, dreams are whenever you dream, you're going to another universe or another realm or something.
This seems like this reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh, where you know, it seems like just an entirely different person now has taken over, and this is like, I guess going back into ancient Egypt, I suppose this is the ancient Egyptian pharaoh magic pop that comes in to
Okay. For starters, 1, how do you have the ability to send people to hell? 2, I know he's evil and all, but hell?
I think this is hilarious,
gonna be
personally.
For eternity, you know, because you deserve that. What? I
think this is hilarious because you compare all the other Pop stuff we watched, and then you have this one where it's like, I'm just gonna send you to hell, man. I'm done.
No, she's not even done. She just saw him be like, "You're going to hell. You did a bad thing. Go to hell forever."
Well, she is done. She's saying, "Let me finish you off." That means that she is done. This is her final.
Yeah,
move.
I mean, he's not coming back. Probably.
Well, he probably will escape, but the intention is for him not to come back. I mean, no one sends you down there for a temporary stay. Like, oh well, you know, your 5 months of sentences are up. You've done a community service. You can go back to heaven now. That's not how it works. Although it'd be hilarious if it did actually. Imagine it has been hotel community service.
Man, the part that's never mentioned in the Bible, probation.
Oh my goodness. Most Pops go to prison, stop being evil. Honestly, not even that. Most times the Pops just let the villains escape.
The underworld isn't. The underworld's like a dimensional country. It's
okay.
Not...
But by underworld, I presume mean the fields of punishment specifically within the underworld.
Sure, I don't like how everyone just uses those interchangeably.
Okay, yeah, but like, I still hate how fast this escalated. Why did it have to escalate like this?
I mean, this is the only part where I would say I would agree with the conspiracy that this was based off of Maddie. But other than this specific situation,
Maddie
no.
wishes she could do this to us.
Well, well, I mean, not necessarily. She wants to. She wants to save people from that fate. She just sucks at doing it. Hold on. There's apparently a comment I missed from Josh or something.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation going on there. I didn't bring it up.
Okay. Oh, Mine's made another reboot of Sparkle. Sparkle helps to look into it. It's real. I'm subscribed to it.
And
I'm
shame
glad that
on
the
you
channel is
for
real. I
helping
feel
her
like-
algorithm. Shame on you.
Look, I'm not trying to deplatform or anything. I'm not Illymation. I have standards.
Well, frankly, I think we should. That's totally cool with me. I don't care.
Okay, so to clarify that joke, because anyone doesn't know who Illymation is, Illymation is a storytime animator who one of his videos recently came under fire. Then her response was to not watch the video and then try to get people to deplatform the person
and
who
report
made it.
Yeah, like
Exactly. So
listen,
I don't want to stoop to that level. I'm not out to say Maddie needs to be deplatformed or anything. I'm saying she needs to change her ways. That's different.
Listen,
as
much as I'm sure the person who made that initial video isn't a great person and probably held some. I think I know what you're talking about now. But yeah.
Yeah, you've probably seen Illymation. She's pretty popular in the space.
But I'm sure I'm sure that person has terrible opinions, isn't a good person. That being said, yeah, you shouldn't just report the video.
Speculation, I think.
Like that. Oh no, I mean I've seen YouTubers like that. They're kind of horrible deep down. Like they'll say they're not horrible.
I know the type.
Well,
no, I actually do.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up on the stream one time, where it's like, we seem fine maybe to you guys, and we totally could be, but don't just trust that, because we could all be the worst people on Earth. You don't know us.
That's just all YouTubers.
Well, I know that's the point, right? You shouldn't just blindly trust us, like. Even though we know that we are decent people, random people don't
necessarily.
Yeah. You only know what we let you know. Dun, dun, dun. Anyways, now let me finish you off by sending you to hell.
Yeah. What? This can't be happening. No.
She's so happy about sending someone to hell.
Now let's fix this mess.
She's so happy about that.
She did do that with a smile on her face. Yeah,
that's kind of psychotic.
God, that was such a quick cleaning job.
You didn't even consider.
Again, like Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hey, she has lucid abilities. She can just shapeshift reality.
Now let's fix this mess. Now let's
shapeshift's not the right word. Warp.
All right.
Done.
Oh, look, shadow people. That would have been a good bingo, actually.
Oh.
Where is our master? Bleh.
Who are they looking for? Maybe the one who was blasting the
maybe
towers
the one who's like pure evil.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's for me or not, because it's in parentheses. It doesn't have like a colon or anything.
Yeah, I don't know why it has changed. It's clearly Ellie talking now. We can see from the mouth open, but yeah, it's just like it seems that Isla just got bored of using a colon for some reason. Not that either one is required. We can just find out.
Not have the name. We just not have the name as long as we see the person's mouth open.
Yeah. I mean, there is always the option of keeping the character names at the top of the screen. No, it's not like recommended by most people, but it's how I started, so I'm not like gonna begrudge someone for doing that. I don't know. It might be their master or something. Wow.
Yeah, we're just sticking with the
real brain box here. Where is our master? Who are they looking for? Could it be their master? And also wrong there. On top of that.
Where's our master? Where? Lucius Malfoy, what are we going to do? Where?
I'm bleeding. Where?
Well, joke's on you. He's in hell, and I got sent you there too. I smiled while I did it.
Oh, you want to meet him here? Burn for eternity.
Dare I suggest it's not going to be that easy. Maybe
Oh.
Magic Pop is going to need the assistance of the other Pops that didn't transform for some reason.
That was weird.
It'll be
That was
3 on
weird.
3.
I don't.
Why are you sending? Why is her power to send people to hell? Not to blast them with lasers and send them to
That's
jail.
not her
no.
only power. She can also warp reality.
I'm not necessarily against her having that power. It's just I'm more concerned about how she knew she could do that.
I think it's
Why-
But
hilarious.
why was she so happy when she was sending someone to literally hell?
I love this. I'm pretty happy she did it.
She just murdered someone and tortured them for eternal torment.
Sure did.
That's
And it's-
horrible.
Yeah, no, you're
That
totally
is
right.
Absolutely horrible. Even the people I hate, I would never wish that upon
Well,
them.
sure, but this is a pop series, and we just watched her send someone to hell.
I mean, we did recently talk about how pop series are getting progressively darker as time goes by.
they
This is
jumped
one more
over
example of
They
that.
They
When I
hopped,
say that,
skipped,
I
and
mean like in
leaped
a,
over that
okay.
line.
When I said that, I meant it in a more like serious, more like drama-driven way.
Is that not serious
with
to you?
stakes.
Not
Not-
this
not-
isn't.
Not in
I'm with Aiden on
scri-
this one. This is
Not
not
in a-
serious.
Not in a.
I
not,
would say her
I
acting
wasn't
was pretty
refer-
serious.
I wasn't referring to in an extremely screwed up and actually messed up way, but the narrative doesn't treat it like it's screwed up and messed up. They treat it like it's a normal thing and it's okay. It's not okay to do
Man,
that.
now we need an episode where they all just go down to hell to visit their like old enemies, and they're like, "God, please help us!"
I mean,
Ah!
we haven't
Oh.
got to the point where Magic Pop has to be confronted with that choice. So there is still a possibility, albeit very small, that they're going to call her
I
out on
don't
it.
think we're gonna go there. But I
Honestly,
could be
me
wrong.
neither. But I'm just saying it's possible. And
Yeah, I don't
and
know,
I'm
man.
guessing that
Maybe it's a
episode
real
3 is
arc.
still in development. So if Isla watches this and thinks like, "Oh, I should do that," then let's face it, this isn't scripted. It could be included.
I'm going to send you to hell. Like, dang.
And that's how we get new villains every episode.
Which, by
or
the way,
alternatively, this lasts for shorter than any other pop series because no one wants to challenge the pops anymore.
No one wants to challenge them because they don't want to go to hell. They're like,
I mean,
listen, I may be a bad
the-
person, but I don't want to go to hell.
You know what? The news report was actually kind of right. You
These
should
are
avoid people.
dangerous.
They are very dangerous. Yeah, exactly.
They send people to hell.
Man, one bad day.
maybe they're cursed. Yeah, maybe they're cursed items secretly, and actually, and even though they have the powers, it brings out the dark side behind them. I don't know. It's a possibility.
Yes.
I don't
Just-
think that's where the
just
creator
like
is
Darth
going. I
Vader.
could be wrong, but I don't think that's what.
Yeah, again, I don't
happening.
think so either, but it's a possibility. It's all to be decided right now. If I had to speculate, I think that this series does not have a end goal in mind at the moment. So
It's just a random
the story could still go in a multitude of different ways. So if I
And
watch this
clearly
review
the
and think there's
character
some
had an
ideas we
end goal in
mentioned of
mind.
good, then by all means use them.
Well, I
Uh,
mean,
if not-
that villain had an end goal in mind, going to hell.
No, the villain
no,
didn't have it in
Did
mind.
not have that end goal. Villain's end goal was to the villain's objective was to ruin the world. The
I-
obstacle was going there. That's a difference in I say a drama script again. This isn't scripted, but if it were a script, the character a lot of the time what you do in a script is like unit it. So you say like, what's the character's objective in this scene and what's the obstacle?
I
What is-
don't think he would have been a villain if he knew that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he would be like, oh
Well,
no.
no, I don't think so either. A character's not have to be aware of the obstacle before they go into it. It just has to
Oh.
exist.
This series is strange so far.
Oh, we did an arc where these pops get like a religion made for them.
Well, I mean, at this point, the idea of the pops is tied to more celebrity worship than idol worship in the traditional sense of the word idol.
No, but it'd be funny if it got connected to the overall like pop lore. And so it's like, oh man, these big celebrities, and they're like, yeah, you're famous, aren't you? You think you can challenge me? Wha-bam! To the fiery pits you go.
Just Amy Duncan again. Ba-bam! Anyway,
And people were like, hold on a second.
imagine if villain goes back in the season 2, he's just got a demon covered in injuries with new powers. That kind of sounds like Ludo in Star vs. Force of Evil. You know, he was banished and exiled and comes back stronger. Spoilers for season 2.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Very much what happened, yeah. Does anyone agree this is stranger than Tree Pop series?
Oh, totally, yeah.
So actually, I've seen a lot of Tree Pop series, and I have been way more confused and way more like, what the heck is going on than I have been here. This is strange, very strange. Don't get me wrong, but I think Tree Pop, the series, is far stranger. Especially
This is amazing, though.
Days. The Has-Been Hotel can fix you. We've got blowout rates at the Has-Been Hotel. Anyway, I wish I had the radio filter. Okay, well, I guess that's that. We've I think we skipped out on anything. I will once again say the effects were decent. Especially that one with the binds with the border there. So there's some real efficiency there, but yes, potentially some more tutelage from Treat Pop, particularly around like the pacing and I guess more of the application of said effects. And I guess giving the story a bit more time to breathe, honestly, rather than having to go like 1,000 miles per hour all the time and barely go into like details. That would really help for sure. And hey, if you want further advice, I have a tutorial for that. So that's linked in this video somewhere. No, that's the wrong link. It's scrolled up. I'll put it in the description after this. Because we're going to stay here because we have more stuff to do, so I'm not going to like immediately leave. Which reminds me, I got dinner before this. I'm fed Jacob today.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's that. I'm going to my energy elsewhere because we have other stuff to do. So, to everyone here, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already. And on that note, hold on. Sorry. Never mind. I have just saw that KW wants to come back and to live stream to give to offer some thoughts. Sure, KW. We'll put you back quickly. Actually, you've got the link. Yeah, come on back in and like offer your final thoughts, and then we'll end this.
You saying quickly makes me think. Yeah, we're just gonna put a time limit. You have 30 seconds.
Your time starts now.
Okay. I will say real quick. I don't know what's happening here. What happened? They said go to Ellen and he just disappeared and stuff.
It's so good. I love it.
What just happened? I feel like I just watched 5 minutes of my life in the world of heaven. That's what it feels like.
What just happened is the
3 minutes.
single greatest moment in any pop series.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely a great moment.
I feel like I dreamed of Dream Pops, and I was a Dream Pop, and that's what happened in my dream. And I wake up, and I realize I'm not a Dream Pop. It's just imagination. No,
hey, I didn't send anyone to hell last night.
And also, I just want to let you know, baby butter, I just used the word underworld because I wasn't sure if I'm allowed to say hell on this live stream.
We're talking about it as a place.
Yeah. So what people complain about is the fact that those two worlds those two ideas are used to be synonyms when they're not really synonyms. That's
be honest, when I was christened, we were never allowed to say that word. We just say the underworld because we consider saying hell as a sin.
There is actually a Simpsons joke about that. Where because they ask like, oh, so kids, what'd you learn in Sunday school today? And then Bart says that, gets in trouble, but then he says it multiple times again. And then at one point, Marge or something was like, Bart, stop swearing, you're not in Sunday school anymore.
It should be noted actually that the Greeks had something similar to what you're talking about, KW, where they didn't necessarily hate Hades. They didn't exactly. They didn't hate him, but they were afraid of him because he was so closely tied to death and all that.
This is basically Nico D'Angelo. The exact same thing happened to him.
Yeah, and so they refused to say the name Hades in a lot of situations. So they would instead say Zeus. but because of the context in their language and all that, they knew which Zeus you're talking about. Here's the problem. We don't have that anymore. So there's one character who's the daughter of Zeus, but because of the context, we don't know which one.
I can't even.
We don't know if it's actual Zeus or Hades being called Zeus by terrified Greeks.
I just feel like the first episode was like literally my blackout because I'm like, what just happened? What did we watch? I don't remember. It was just the beginning of the live stream. That is it. It's the second episode, and it feels like I had a total nightmare.
You know, it's interesting because, like, yeah, Treat Pop, the series will go from one thing to another, mostly because like it's missing 2 seasons of content now.
Oh no.
This one was just one gap of an episode, and that's it.
No. That Treat Pop series is literally my hell because everything that's happening in that series. I am sorry.
This is why I say it is far stranger than Dream Pops, despite the fact that Dream Pops is something else.
I want us to keep at this energy, please.
Well, anyway,
for more Tree Pop
can you
episodes,
please have more people sent to hell and then just keep adding in the absurdity?
That kind of seems like, you know, like the banishment of the villains is probably going to come into play a lot more. Like that's going to be a recurring thing, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, those were my thoughts. I will leave now. Farewell. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. We'll leave as well. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah.
Farewell. Bye-bye.
We've got to 13 sins, just because I know that Caleb's going to complain about this. Sayonara, aka goodbye forever, except not really. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already. And on that note,